We were married with Rosemary, my wife, 1978. We had 4 children, all born in Greece. And one day, middle-age crisis, and I said to my wife, let's go to South Africa.
Came back and bought a sugarcane farm in Gingilova. Had no idea how to farm, but it was a case of sink or swim, so we had to learn to swim.
We also started with 10 layer chickens, and we finished off with 13,000 layer chickens, free-range chickens, and whatever he set his mind to, my mum and dad have done it as a team, they've worked together.
In 29 we sold the farm to retire.
But I couldn't stay retired longer than 6 months. Then I started complaining all day long what I'm going to do. I didn't have anything to do.
So he said either we have to find something to do or we'll bury him.
So then we decided we'll come to the Midlands.
We found this place, used our pension to buy it. We didn't want to start off with debt and thought, now we need to make a living.
Opposite us is a dairy which is producing milk. And one day we said, why don't we make some yogurt, make some cheese?
We used to buy soft feta in Greece, which I battled to find here. So we started off with that, experimenting in our kitchen.
We'd go in the morning and pick up 20 liters of milk from our neighbor, and then in the kitchen, the 2 of us were making yogurt and cheese.
Hanging our yogurt on broomsticks and over the shelves in the pantry.
Well, it was December 2012. It was the first tub of yogurt that we sold to somebody who had heard and came and buy some yogurt.
From there we moved down to the cheesery as we saw that people started asking for the yogurt.
The chef from Hartford House, she heard about it and she tasted our yogurt and she said it's beautiful, and she insisted we should send it to Cape Town to be valued between other dairy products. And that year, 2013, we got the first prize on a small producer of yogurt.
Our daughter, she's a teacher. She was at St. John. She was going to just help us for 6 months. Her condition was she'd never make the cheese. Now she's the full-time cheese maker.
For the first 2-3 years, every week I was going to Johannesburg and back, and then go and collect the milk, and then produce, and then the next day I would drive to Durban, deliver to Durban, and come back, and then Friday and Saturday we deliver the Midlands and Pietermaritzburg, so it's permanently on the road.
The first trips to Joburg, he was taking a cooler box with 40 yogurts, it wasn't even covering the toll money. Driving to Joburg, driving back, and driving there again next week with 45 yogurts.
Jacobo came out from London a couple of years ago to join us as well.
He came with his wife, and they had a baby here too. Now they're over 3 years with us, and we are all a big family.
Family business is really challenging, but at the same time, there's real rewards. You trust each other, you're all on the same page, there's a similar vision.
I don't know if you know anything about Greek families. All of a sudden you think that the whole world is going to collapse. All of a sudden there is a big fight, and then the next minute you hear them all laughing and joking. And but that's in the mentality, that's how it is.
I think we underestimate how much of the growth of the business has come from their initial years of just doing the extra miles, where common sense would tell you, stop, it's not viable. But when you push through those unviable stages, you really often come out with something great.
So that's the history of it. Very hard. Sometimes I do, and my wife reminds me that and said, what the heck got to your head that you were not happy at the beach enjoying life? But when you do something, you have to pursue it. You can't just stop it and say, that's it. I'm turning my back to it. I've never turned my back on anything, on any decision I've taken in my life.